Balance of power here at home. Any moment, we could hear whether Republicans have managed to take the House. And when it comes to Trump's policies and plans for this country, it could make all the difference. Of course, you know, Republicans have already flipped control of the Senate, sitting at 52 seats with the Pennsylvania race still up in the air. The House of Representatives, though, still too close to call, the magic number 218, which means at this point, the GOP only needs to win 2 more seats for complete control of Congress. And NewsNation's Mills Hayes has more on what Trump's legislative priorities are and how feasible those would be in a Republican-controlled Congress. Mills.
Hi, Natasha. Well, during the campaign, President-elect Trump made his priorities clear, and if Republicans end up with a majority in both chambers of Congress, they plan to hit the ground running. Now, the top of Trump's list, you just heard the reporting from NewsNation's Alina Shirazi, ending the war in Ukraine. But back home, the president-elect has made it clear that he wants mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. There are over 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. A majority of them have lived here in the U.S. for over a decade, and they also pay taxes. A CBS News analysis shows that deporting just 1 million people could cost taxpayers $20 billion. Trump did promise mass deportations when he ran back in 2016. Ultimately, ICE deported only about 325,000 people from the U.S. during his presidency. Now, next on his list could be the extension of his 2017 Tax Cuts and Job Acts that's set to expire at the end of next year. If those tax cuts are not extended, taxes could raise as much as 4% for certain income brackets, and the child tax credit could also be cut in half. Now, Trump has proposed lowering corporate tax rates from 21% to 15%. According to budget experts, that could raise the deficit by $3 trillion over the next 10 years. Trump has also promised to impose tariffs on all international imports, pledging a 10% across-the-board tax on all products. He previously put tariffs on Chinese goods coming into the U.S., and the Biden administration did keep those tariffs in place. Trump wants to bring production back to the U.S. and create more American jobs, but economists say that this tariff plan could lead to an increase in the price of goods, effectively putting the tax on consumers. According to the nonpartisan Peterson Institute for International Economics, if these tariffs were enacted, a typical middle-class household would face an estimated $1,700 a year in additional costs. Now, Trump has made a lot of promises on the campaign trail, from mandating the government or insurance companies pay for IVF treatments to promising no tax on tips, overtime pay, or Social Security benefits. The big question, how will these all be paid for, whether they are offset with other spending cuts, or would these measures raise the deficit even higher? That's the big question right now, Natasha.
Yeah, certainly. Mills Hayes tracking that for us tonight. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.